Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the J420 D&E product launch. We will wait for another 2 minutes to give more people the chance to join. Thanks for your patience. Once more, good morning and hello to everybody to this J420 D&E product launch. Please keep in mind that this is a call for our sales organization, but as well to our value channel partners. So we have the same information for both for the internal team and as well for our partners. Due to the format, the audience is muted, but you have the chance to ask questions via the chat functionality, and we will answer the questions as good as possible after the presentation. Please keep in mind that this information is confidential, so it's for your eyes only, but you will get a presentation what you can later on discuss with potential customers as well, and you will get the complete presentation as well for your internal backup. And with this, I want to welcome you to the 420 D&E launch. You maybe know from previous discussions that we are working on the next generation Type 4 since a while, and now we are happy to have the full release of the 420 D&E for 50 Hz applications. Together with my colleagues, to the left, Stephen Holmes, who is the engineering platform leader, and Stefan Brankel, who is the project manager of this product. We want to present you what has changed with this new 420 engine, as well as what are the features and what are benefits for you and for the customers. My name is Martin Schneider and I'm the product manager for the Type 4. The Type 4 is well known. It's meanwhile our best seller, in particular the 20-cylinder version is the best seller of this platform. So every year we sell somewhere between 500 to 600 engines of this platform, and we have meanwhile 6,000 engines delivered, respectively sold, and accumulated 150 to 200 million operating hours already in different applications. With the new J420 D&E, we want to launch the next generation of this platform, where today we have the 412 engine, the 416 and the 420 as a B and C generation, and the new 420 D&E is the next generation with some features and changes versus the previous products. The 420 is the first one of this new generation. The 460 and 412 will then follow soon. You can see here the timeline of the history of the Type 4. So approximately 20 years ago, we launched the first pilot engines of the 420A generation, of which about 1,000 engines have been installed. And since 2010, we are selling the so-called Type 4B generation. What you can see on this cylindrical air filter box. So the same concept like the 4B is the Type 4C, which is the engine with steel piston versions. And now in 2020, we started to sell the first pilot engines of the new 420 D&E generation, which is available as a D engine with aluminum piston or an E engine as a steel piston version. And we have the full release of this product for 50 Hz applications now since product program 2022. What's the benefit of the 420 D&E? So we have for some versions an increased output up to 1560 kW. We have up to 44% electrical efficiency. And as said before, the 420D stands for the successor of the 420B with the aluminium piston, and the 420E is the successor of the 420C. We still have the B and the C in the product portfolio, so it's available when there is a demand or a customer has already existing engines. However, we strongly recommend to switch to the D and the E generation. We have as well containerized solution available, but unfortunately on the container concept, the 420 D&D has currently some limited options. And for container solutions, we recommend for the interim period still the B and the C. You can see here a picture of the new genset. What you can see here, the new engine has a new air filter, so it's obviously that there's a new engine generation with a new air filter, but the arrangement of intercoolers, throttle valve, and so on is different, and the heat recovery package is different as well. And we can see here another example from a medium voltage generator version. This is another customer engine with a medium voltage generator. Here the generator is almost as big as the engine itself. So we have both types available, low voltage and medium voltage generator. And with this, I want to hand over to Stephen to explain you the features of the engine itself.
Thank you very much. So starting from the left side of the page, we've revised the position of the intercooler as the turbo has moved upwards on the engine, is now mounted almost directly behind the intercooler. The intercooler came forward, and the design of this has been modified and improved to include the stainless steel core option as part of the core design of the engine. The PN16 is also included design protected within this, and at the same time we made quite some improvements to the sealing and bolting of the core to ensure we have a robust lifetime performance of the intercooler and the water jackets. At the same time, the CHP integration, the C0, has been included and design protected for the new D&E genset. With regard to the throttle valve and the turbo bypass, the turbocharger bypass now has integrated flame arresters, and that's standard on all engines. And we've removed the linkage from the throttle control so that the actuator is now directly coupled to the throttle valve. Then moving a little bit backwards in the air system, we have the gas mixer, is a complete new concept from the Type 6. The so-called 3K gas mixer improves quite significantly the mixing performance and therefore also the balance between the cylinders. That has allowed increased power at low NOx, which Stefan will talk about in a little bit more detail. At the same time, we've also design protected for special gas, especially coal mine and wood gas. These are now an integrated part of the concept. As Martin mentioned, the air filter is new. So with the increased height of the turbocharger, the air system becomes the most obvious visual change for the genset. It's a new compact design. The serviceability has been improved. Because of its compact design, it gives us more flexibility with generators. The engine is now stood on discrete engine feet. This has allowed access to the oil pan And so quite soon we will make the serial release of the serviced oil pan with covers. This allows full servicing of the bottom end of the engine, including the oil pump and the main bearings, without the need to lift. Technically, the most significant step on the engine is the new cylinder head. So the version E cylinder head has improved gas exchange in combination with the camshaft. The cooling mechanical integrity is improved, and also learning from Type 6, there's a significant improvement in valve and valve seat materials. Some more details on the cylinder head. Maybe just to jump to the right side to start with. The easiest visual difference between the cylinder heads, we have the BC picture on the left and the E on the farthest right. So the cooling pipe position has changed from the head back to the collecting line. This is the easiest, most convenient way to see which version of head is installed on an engine. At the same time, the head is completely new internally, so new inlet and exhaust ports, larger intake valve, optimized fire plates, as mentioned, new materials for the valves and valve seats. The rocker arm structure is improved, and overall both cooling and structural strength of the cylinder head are significantly improved. So this head and cam combination are designed to be compatible with the current fleet. So B and C engines from new units already have this included, and installed fleet can have this as an efficiency upgrade. The improved valve and seat really allows a long life and improved service robustness of the cylinder head, especially at high power. So in addition to the improved efficiency, the structural strength and valve performance has really allowed that we can stretch the service interval. So for the traffic clearances moving from 2K to 3,300, actually reduces by 50% the amount of maintenance required around the cylinder heads every 10,000 operating hours. And this can be equivalent to around 0.4 efficiency gain in terms of service cost reduction.
Thank you, Stephen. And with this, I want to hand over to Stefan to explain you the features of the new genset concept.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Martin. Okay, as you can see here on the picture on the left side, the entire arrangement system of the engine and the generator has changed. So we have placed the engine on 4 engine feeds, engine mounts, implemented a high flex coupling, and as well the generator is now directly bolted with or connected with the generator, and we have a new redesign of the entire hydraulic integration. So the 4 main focus points of this the change of the new genset was, on one hand, to reduce the footprint, to improve the vibrations, to design as well a new lifting concept, and to improve as much as possible on the serviceability side. So the customer benefits out of this new genset are the following. For sure, a smaller footprint, as said. We have now a pre-assembled system. All hydraulic integrations or connecting points to the customer interfaces are always on the same position. There is no change. Design protected or designed for 16 bar system pressure, so no need for any special release if you want to have 16 bars. So this is now our new standard. We have a vibration decoupled generator now. We have also changed on the hydraulic package side the design itself or the sealing concept. We have now no flat gaskets anymore. We have changed it to a holistic O-ring design. And as well, we have standardized it with some casted cooler supports for the interfaces. On this picture, we want to show you the difference on length and height. As you can see on the bottom, the engine, the new J420D, is approximately 600 millimeters shorter and 150 millimeters higher. So this means the turbocharger, as you can see, this came out of the new position of the intercooler. Turbocharger is a bit higher. This, due to that changes, we were able to reduce the footprint, but on the other hand, we had to increase a bit the height by 150 millimeters. Coming to the serviceability features, what we have improved. On the left-hand side, you can see we have now easier accesses to the pre-lubrication pump, to the heating rod if it has to be exchanged, as well to some sensors. And the electrical and thermal preheating is design protected, so we have both for our new genset. We have as well an easy access to the coupling exchange. So due to that new arrangement concept and the high flex coupling, there is no need to pull back the generator if you have to exchange the coupling or to check it for maintenance. And as well, what we did was we have a new tool now also for an easy access for the torsional vibration dampers to exchange that with that special device. So it looks like it's a bit less, or it's not much space there, but with the new tool, it works pretty good and very well. As well, the engine and genset arrangement, as said, the engine is now standing on feet, 4 of them. They have a double function, so there is no need for any earthquake protection as the engine feeds are working on the same ways. On one way, it's reducing or decoupling the generator or the frame from the engine on the vibration side and working as well as an earthquake protection. And what we have changed also was, as said at the beginning, the lifting concept. So we have done there some safety enhancements and as well alternative lifting points for easier installation on site. On this slide, you can see that the generator vibrations are reduced with the new arrangement system by up to 65% due to that fact that we have now, as said, implemented the high flex coupling, the engine on feeds, and the generator is rigid connected to the generator frame. This really enabled this reduction of up to 65% on vibration levels on the generator. Here you can see a picture of the new lifting tool. So we have now the possibility to lift the engine on 3 points. One is the lash on the generator itself, and 2 points are on the engine. So with that new tool, we can have really the center of gravity there to adjust it as well with some weight plates or on different positions, and it's easy to install there. As well, we have alternative lifting points on the frame, as you could see before on the picture, and enhanced place options at the wall. What we can do as well, if you have less space, you do not have to remove the entire electrical wiring of the interface. You only can, due to the split frame connection, what we have as well implemented on the frame, you can disconnect the generator frame and the generator from the engine frame, and with a supporting plate you can mount the interface on the engine frame and then install it there, maybe easier depending on your site conditions. Here you can see the spot check, a picture of the frame system design itself without the engine and the generator. So we have high adjustable engine mounts installed there, 4 of them for the engine, the high flex coupling with the EHS guard, a rigid mounted generator with the board brackets, casted ones, and with that all we can reduce, as discussed, the vibration levels. It's simply to align the engine with the generator, and as well as Martin said previously, available for low voltage and medium voltage generators on one engine frame design. We have as well on the new versions implemented an enhanced service sensor pack. So this means we have implemented their standardized now the crankcase pressure sensor, air filter back pressure measurement, and as well to see if we cool always the turbocharger or post-cool the turbocharger, we have implemented a jacket water flow switch. We have implemented a new CHP version with up to 70-degree return temperature as a maximum on the low temperature side of the intercooler, which maximizes the total efficiency and minimizes the parasitic losses. As Steve said, we are well able with the new DE concept to have the same proof fuel flexibility what we had on the current design or on the B and C. So with special tools or with a second gas mixer, we are able to run on low coal mine methane gases or low BTU coal mine gases. We have the electrical and thermal preheating option there, and as well we have a peaking application designed with the interval lubrication function. For hot and humid country, we have as well now a stainless steel intercooler available for the module and the genset. So for both applications, a stainless steel intercooler is now available, and we have implemented the humidity sensor there. On this picture, we want to show you the difference on the hydraulic integration side. As you can see on the left side, this is the current BC, what we always have sold, and now with the new DE, we have there as well an improved blow-by filter design with an exchangeable cartridge. It's compact, as you can see there, it's decoupled, so to reduce the vibrations. System is designed, as said, for 16 bar pressure, casted cooler supporting brackets for standardized interfaces, and as well it's a pre-assembled system, which makes it easy to assemble it as well internally.
Okay. Awesome.
Here.
Just a sec. Need to remove this. Apologies for this small problem here. We opened the wrong presentation for this session, so this was the working session.
Okay, apologies. Now coming to the performance data of the new engine. As you can see here on this page, we have collected the most important versions there for 500 milligram NOx and 50 Hertz. I will not go through the entire table, but I want to point out here 4 specific versions. One is the EO7. This is our high efficient version of the 420 with the DPS 57 up with an electrical efficiency of 44%. We have as well done a version for steam optimized. So this means we have the D411 with the highest exhaust gas temperature optimized as said for steam production. And we have implemented there 2 CHP versions. One is the D511. This is based on aluminum with the 70-degree intercooler water temperature with a total efficiency of 91.5%. And we have now the E511 as well as CHP version, and here it's now up to 92.1% points in total efficiency. Below you can see the hot country versions, what we have created, as well available with the higher compression ratio and the lower compression ratio. And with these new versions, we can really maximize the total efficiency of each application, what you need. Coming to the 250 NOx, as well, we have here hot country versions, the peaking and fast start, as said previously with the D302. This is the one with the permanent pre-lubrication. Then we have as well the D512 as CHP version, a high efficiency version of 250 NOx with the E08 with 43% electrical efficiency. And what is new here with the new concept and the new engine, with this new implementation of the new 3K mixture, we are now able with the E512 as well to allow 21 bar. This means the 1560 kW at 21 bar with a total efficiency up to 91.9% and the higher intercooler water temperature with 70 degrees. Also, we have implemented the steel piston versions for biogas. So aluminum piston for biogas and landfill gas we have converted or transitioned as well to the D platform, and we have implemented the 21 bar version with 1560 kW and then electrical efficiency of 43.3% on biogas, and as well the two corresponding 250 NOx versions. What's coming next? We have finished the internal validation of the 60 Hz products. So we are looking now for some pilot plants. So feel free, if you have suitable customers, to let us know. Here we have now implemented as well the natural gas versions on 0.5 grams or 1 gram. And we are now implementing the steel piston versions with a higher power output, up to 17.5 bar currently, till the validation is now complete on a best effort basis. But this is our future target to increase here as well on the 60 Hz market, the power output, and with the corresponding efficiency increases up to 42.7%. Biogas and landfill gas versions are as well available. And here, as said, on the biogas side, the same. If the gas TA is fulfilled, we can have as well there our new steel piston versions available on with the 17.5 bar BMEP, so or the 1560 kW on 250 milligram NOx or 0.5 grams and 1 gram NOx for as a future target for an improvement of the 60 Hz versions. Also, an improvement with the new engine we see on the propane versions. Based on HD5, we can guarantee now 14 bar BMEP. This means 1 megawatt electrical output on 50 Hz, and we have a potential there to increase the power output even further to 15 bar, but this is for sure depending on the site conditions, on the fuel, and currently we cannot sell it, but it's a subject to the boundary conditions on site. For 60 Hz, the same is applicable. We have 1 megawatt as a standard output there, and we can even further increase it on 60 Hz to 1250 kW, which corresponds then to 14 bar best effort. The new propane versions are available with the higher output on best effort basis, depending on the site conditions. Here is the summary once again what we have done. High efficiency pipeline gas versions for maximized electrical efficiency. Also we have our standard E05 there. Then we have the country versions there. The CHP optimized version we have there, as well biogas and landfill gas. This all we have converted, and we see with the E and up to 1% point increase in efficiency versus the C platform, with the greater output, the smaller footprint, and the future-proof fuel flexibility also in regards to H2 and this enhanced serviceability features, what we have shown or what I showed you before. Once again, the outlook of the 60 Hz. So this slide you will get, you can see it there, the entire summary, what we have improved, and can compare it. Below you can see, for example, the 420B805, the standard 1 gram or 500 milligram NOx version with the with a lower efficiency of 0.4% And then on the 250 NOx, we see here an improvement of 0.6% and so on.
Okay.
With that, I hand back to Martin. Thanks.
Thank you, Stefan, for this great overview of the different features and the changes of this genset. I think what you have seen here is that we have really done quite a lot. We have much more engine versions available now for the dedicated applications. But of course, the question is always how proven is the new system? And here I want to point out that from the engine itself, the long block, we have more than 300 engines already in the field and running. So one customer who is in the rental segment has more than 300 engines of this design in operation, and the fleet leader has passed the 30,000 operating hours. And the feedback from this customer is very, very positive regarding all the different changes what we did, and we have a very, very good field monitoring program as well set up, and we have seen that all the improvements really work and they address the weak points of the previous generations. On the genset itself, we have installed the first engine on our CHP plant in Jembach on the Ronja. This is our factory-based CHP plant, and is there in operation since 2016. And we have the full test bench engine in operation since October 2017. And in the field, as said before, we have shipped the first engines already end of 2019 and since 2020 in operation. So we have more than 28 engines sold so far, and 16 of these engines are already up and in operation and have accumulated more than 100,000 operating hours. And the fleet leader has passed already the 20K operating hours as a genset concept. So the overall product is meanwhile very mature, and this was as well the reason and the baseline to have the full serial release for 50 Hertz for this new product. As mentioned from Stefan, we are looking for pilot plants for the 60 Hertz applications, and as well within the next steps, we want to develop a comprehensive container package for this engine, which takes into account the different height what we have with this new genset concept. But of course, we have here some examples from pilot plants. You can see here a biogas customer in Germany who has this engine operation in south of Germany. Then another biogas customer who has already Type 3 engines in operation. And you know that if a customer has a Type 3 engine, the benchmark for the reliability and the customer expectation is quite high. But in this case as well, the customer is very happy with this new 420D engine. So there are different applications out there, and you will get the full information package quite soon. So you will get this presentation for your internal discussion, but then you get a shortened one what you can use for discussions with your customers, but as well you get the customer fact sheets, and you will get as well a brochure of this new product. And with this, I want to thank Stefan and Stephen for the explanations, and we want to go now through the different questions. The first question is.
It's okay, that's just Andrew.
Okay. If the parts with revision, can these parts be fitted to the old versions? So when we talk about the engine itself, the E-head, the E-camshaft can be upgraded. They are fully retrofittable for the existing engines, so you can always upgrade an existing B engine to the E top end. So this is completely identical. As well, the power units and the main spare parts are absolutely retrofittable. But of course, a long block, which leads already to the next question, a long block of the new D or E genset does not fit under the previous genset. So the genset concept is different, but the engine parts are identical. The next question is, when do you expect the Type 4 BC completely phase out and to be replaced by the D and E? So for this year, we will have the D and E parallel to the B and C. By next year, the B and C will be phased out for the 50 Hertz, and approximately 1 year later, we will replace the B and C versions or the B versions for the 60 Hertz. So for 50 Hertz for this year, we will have both products have in parallel, and for next year, the 60 Hertz will then follow. Next question is, what is the part similarity on percentage comparing B and C to the D and E? We don't have these numbers in percentage, but let's say the new E head is a different head. So we should not mix E heads and B heads and C heads. They should be not redone, but you can retrofit during the minor or major overhaul the top end. Ideally, you replace this as well with the camshaft and the roller tappets. On other components like power units, cylinders, liners, and so on, they are identical. So if you have already a C engine, it's identical with the new E components of the core engine. Other components like what Stephen mentioned from the throttle valve, the intercooler, and so on. So they are different parts. They cannot be replaced one to one.
Thank you already covered that.
Yeah. As said before, the presentation will be shared. It will be in the download area, and you will get access to this. There's another question, when is the container versions available? We have already today container versions available. We need due to the increased height of the genset itself, which is 150 millimeters higher than the B generation, we need a so-called high cube container. So for some limited versions, we have a container available. We are continuing to develop the further container options. However, currently this high cube container has a cost burden on it, and we are looking here for alternative suppliers to have here a competitive package quite soon. But the container solution for some versions is already available, and they will be completed by end of the year. There's a question, what does design protect means? That's a good question. Maybe Stephen, if you want to answer it.
Yeah, sure. I'm not 100% sure exactly in the context the question's meant, but basically design protected means it's available within the package. So maybe to say on the B and C engines, we have to do quite some customization or customer order engineering work, especially with some special gas options. What we've really done with the D&E platform is look at that and integrate it within the base package and the base design. That said, especially topics like special gas are not normally a part of the product program. So they still work through the same special release process that we always have done, only that the integration with the standard genset is much more complete.
Okay, thank you. And there is another question regarding container, why the new D&E version is not preferred in container applications right now. Will there be a revision in process? As said before, the container has to be higher, so it must be a high cube container. We have it for some of the engine versions or some container concept. We have it already, but not the full complete package. On the other hand, we still have a cost challenge on the new container concept, and we are working here to find alternative suppliers for the container box to make this cost competitive to the B and C generation.
Just to repeat a question.
Yeah. I think now we have With this, we have covered more or less all the questions. As you can see here, that we will have different information for this new Type 4 20 D&D generation available. So you will find quite soon the videos, you will find fact sheets, the brochure and press releases as external information which can be handed over to the customers. And then the customer portal, then you will find this presentation for your internal backup, but as well you will get an external presentation what you can share with customers. And as well on the e-learning portal you find some training material for the new Type 4 20 D&D generation. And with this, I want to thank Stefan and Stephen for their hard work, what they have done over the last years on this new product to make this successful, and as well to help us here to present this in a proper way. And in particular, I want to thank you for your time and your interest, and let's make this platform even more successful in the near future than it is already. Thank you very much for your time.